Guys, what's up? Today I come to you with my weekly review of Prince of Stride, and in this week's episode, episode 5, I never said it before, but I said way before the show actually premiered that Kyosuke would be my most favorite character, and this episode just proved to me why he is. Now, before I can get into what I thought about this week's episode, I do have to say if anybody is thinking of starting watching sports anime, I will say this: have no expectations whatsoever. I mean, seriously, have none, because if you do, or you listen to people that hype up a series, because you know there are the people, the hype people, you will never truly enjoy anything in life. I say you go in because you want to do it. And I have to say that sports anime is subjective. So you may like it and you may not like it. It all has to do with what you like and what you expect of it at the end of the day. Now, sports anime, majority of them have the same end goal, which is to win the championship, win the finals, whatever the nationals, whatever it is. Okay, but what makes it so fun to watch is the characters themselves, how they interact, how they get stronger, and how they improve their skills and to get better in order to challenge their opponents in each game that they are having, that they're facing in. So that's the whole point of sports anime. It's really the characters that carry the entire story. It's not the story itself, but the characters. So if you do plan to watch sports anime, have a clear mind and just go for it, okay? So in this week's episode, we finally get that backstory that a lot of us have been waiting for. And that backstory has to deal with why Kyosuke was no longer part of the Stride Club, and basically it had to do with an incident that happened a year prior to the current events that is happening right now. So that incident was the KGB incident. So you remember, you know that he and Tome, as well as Hozoimi, who was, or Kohinata, they were part of the Strike Club. Okay, at the time they were second years and Kohinata was a first year. So the incident happened where they were all in a race, okay, and they were running. And at the time, there was some third years, and because these three, Tome, Heat, and Kyosuke, were added onto the roster to be runners, okay, a lot of third years started dropping out because they were feeling jealous and they feel like they weren't good enough, because these three, with whoever else they were running with, they were winning a lot of their matches, okay. So a lot of third years were very jealous of that fact, so they started dropping out. And even though there was a lot dropping out, we still had a good enough amount of members in order to participate in every match. So the match that they were participating in, they were with this against this opposing team, and the relationers at the time, both of them being third years, the opposing team bluffed, telling his one of his members to go fast, and then this made the one on our Honan team, you know, think think that he needs to make his member go fast as well, and he just played him off, and unfortunately this caused he and Kyosuke to clash, and you see the injury that he had. He ended up injuring his leg really badly. I think it was either he had a broken leg. He broke his leg in the run. Okay, and this caused their team to be disqualified. Now, the third year, the relationer, the two third years that were on the team, okay, they started blaming what's his name? Heat. They started blaming Heat, saying that your leg is not hurting you, and to put salt on an injury, he crushed his foot on top of his injured foot. Now, if it was me, I seriously would have, I don't care how injured my leg was, I would have jumped up and knocked him in the face. Because who the heck does that? And now he wants to act like, oh, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't this. And this caused Kiyosei to get angry and to body slam both of them onto the ground. And unfortunately, Kohinata, who now a year later still has somewhat of a grudge against um Kyosuke, because he didn't know the entire story, he says, you are a disgrace to the Stride Club. And because of this incident, okay, it could not be told to anyone, because if it was heard about, then the whole club would have been shut down and it could never reopen up again. So Kyosuke decided to take all the heat, take all the blame onto himself, and that's why he left the team. And of course, Tomei left to go to the US. So, he was like, I can't believe what's happening, and he's also blaming himself at the same time, and it's a whole mess. and that's why they asked Kodawaki, who is still injured after last week's race, him jumping and injuring himself a lot. Okay, that's why they asked him, and they were barely keeping the club alive. And now we have our first years, three first years join the team, now completing the team. By the end of the episode, we finally have Kyosuke join the team. Now, I know that Kohinata may still feel some way towards Kyosuke, but I have a feeling that he's going to start reopening up his heart towards him once again after the match that's going to come up in next week's episode. So this episode was really amazing to watch. I have to say, for myself, it was amazing to watch. We finally got that backstory. My favorite character finally has rejoined the team. Okay, and next week's episode is looking really cool. Specifically, why is that we see a female runner. Now they did show. Remember that they showed like the characters and who the characters and their voice actors. And at first, I thought she was a relationer. Of course, I don't play the game, but she is a runner. The female that is going to show with the dual hair color, the black and blonde hair color, she is indeed a runner. So we have a female runner, and I can't wait to see how she participates in next week's match. Okay, so do tell me your thoughts and your opinions on this week's episode. Are you happy that Kyosuke has finally once again joined the Honin Strike Club? Do tell me down below. Okay, you can check me out on Twitter and on Tumblr. The Facebook group page is in the description box, so you could click on that link. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye.